Hey guys, Harry here and welcome to another video. As you may already know if you follow my channel, and there should be a link in the top to this video. A few weeks ago I went to London and I made a little compilation video, but while I was down there I also spent way too much money on books, manga, graphic novels, stuff like that. So basically this is just my haul from London and the few things I picked up in this month of January 2014, and I'm just going to show you the books and shit that I bought. Can't go any higher. Whew. So first off, I picked up On the Road. This is the Penguin Modern Classic Edition, and it's pretty gorgeous. Basically, I picked this up because I want to see the film, so therefore, from my own standpoint, I think that you should read the book before you see the film. So that's the main reason why I picked this up. Everyone else is talking about it, or was talking about it in the past year, so it's like I'm a bit behind on the time, so I need to get onto that and start reading that. The next modern classic I picked up was H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories. So once again, I've heard a lot of things about this and I'm very intrigued with the Call of Cthulhu story. So I need to get around to actually reading that. I'm not sure what other stories are in here. The Shadow Over the Inn's Mouth. What else is in here? The Whisper in the Darkness, Color Out Space. So there's going to be other stories in here as well, which will be nice to read through from H.P. Lovecraft himself, because I've heard he is an awesome writer and I don't think I've ever read anything by him off the top of my head. I might have, maybe not, maybe not. The next thing is something I picked up when I was in the Tate Modern down in London, which is also in the video. Basically, damn good advice for people with talent. I personally don't have any talent, so I was like, I'm gonna boost my ego a bit, I'm gonna buy this book, and basically it's just a book of random nonsense. So it's like, any great creative idea should stun momentarily. It should seem to be outrageous. So basically like all the artwork I did in school, but heyo. So that was very much a whim buy. I just bought that on a whim. When I was also down there, I also picked up Thomas More's Utopia, which is another Penguin Select branch of books, which is great ideas. I know there's a lot of these because when I was down in the Waterstones just off Oxford Street, they had them all by the counter, and there's so many of them and they have so many beautiful covers, and that's the main reason why I was drawn to this book. The cover was absolutely gorgeous. Now, when I was also down in London, I went down to Forbidden Planet, which is it's like a pop culture store. Yeah, I'd say pop culture is the best way to describe it. So it's got a lot of action figures and memorabilia and books and comics and anime and manga and DVDs and all sorts of random stuff like that. So when I was down there, I know they have a bunch of signed limited edition prints and stuff like that with certain graphic novels. So I was like, I want to buy these graphic novels anyway, so I may as well get the limited edition prints ones. So the first one I picked up was East of West. I'm not entirely sure who this by. Hickman, Martin, and Dragonauta, something like that. And this is one of the ones that come with a print signed and all that malarkey. So I was like, I want to read this anyway. It's been recommended to me on Goodreads, so I was like, and people messaging me, so I was like, I may as well pick it up now while I can. And the next thing I picked up was Snapshot, which is by Andy Diggle and I think Jock. So I'm not sure which one of those did the artwork or if they're both just mixed, but another just pick up on the whim. Did you guys hear that? Full on destruction. One sec. So, let's get back to the actual video, eh? The next thing I picked up was, well, I've wanted to pick these up for a while, but there's many different versions. There's the original comics, the graphic novels, and the hardbacks. Obviously, I want the hardback editions. So I picked up the first book of The Walking Dead, which is book 1, and I was drawn to these straight away. I knew that there's a bunch of different ways that you can read this, but I'm a sucker for the hardbacks, so I picked up the first one. I think there's 9 out at the moment, so it's going to be a bit of a venture to read all these eventually. But I've only seen the first season of The Walking Dead, and I've put off watching the rest because I actually want to start reading it as I watch it. So it's like, I want to watch it and then read the same sort of chapter around the same time and do it that way. So I want to hopefully read that very soon. It's still sealed up because I'm reading something else at the moment, which I'll get to in a bit. So I can't wait to get onto that. Now, the next thing I picked up was Alan Moore's newest works, I believe, which was Fashion Beast. I say I picked it up, my girlfriend picked it up for me because she's just that nice. Alan Moore is basically the guy behind V for Vendetta and Watchmen. He also did Watchmen, at least I believe he did Watchmen. So obviously I picked up the next one by him, and as always, just from those two, I'm assuming the story is going to be really good. I don't know what Fashion Beast is about, so if you know, let me know. So that's going to be really interesting. Next thing I picked up was a single comic of Star Wars. I think this is the first one. I think what they're doing with this comic is they're retelling Star Wars in a different way. So I'm not 100% sure of how many there's going to be, how regular they're going to be, but when I picked up this, it was really interesting. The way they've changed like the characters and such, it's very, very interesting. So it was a nice little read. I need to get myself a little protective cover to keep that in. Now the next two things is something else that my girlfriend bought me, which I'm very, very happy about because I really, really wanted them. I just couldn't let on because I don't like her buying me things, but so that is 2 Star Wars omnibuses. They're so gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. This is basically what I'm reading through at the moment. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Star Wars lore nut. And my favorite time period in Star Wars is the Knights of the Old Republic, the Mandalorian War, Revan, Malak, basically where the games, the Knights of the Old Republic were set, and that sort of era. Picking up these and being able to actually read the comics from the different people's points of views and stuff like that, it's really interesting. I'm only about, I think, 4 comics through the first volume, so I've got volume 1 of Knights of the Old Republic and volume 2. So I'm just taking my time with these because I really don't want them to finish, and I don't think the third volume, the third omnibus volume is out until like April, so I'm gonna have to wait till then to read it because I don't really want to read them online because I think the comics are pretty old. But yeah, so that's basically all the stuff I picked up in London. Other than that, I did pick up volume 1 to 18, 21, 22 and 23 of GTO. I won that on an eBay thing. I think they cost me like £2 each, so it was a proper good steal. So I need to read them. I would show you them, but I'm just gonna put in the little clip that I show which I filmed with my DSLR before, because showing each one would take a while and some of them are crinkled and stuff like that, and I just want to read them at some point, so I don't want to damage them there. But anyway guys, that has been my January book haul from London and other things. If you've read any of this stuff, please let me know in the comments below, because I'd really like to know your opinions and what you've been reading this month so far. If you've been reading or know of any good books that are high fantasy and to do with assassins that have come out recently, please let me know as well, because I need to do some more research for my book and stuff like that. So anyway guys, I've been Harry. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that glorious stuff, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye!